Stark Raving Totals. Welcome to the segment where we talk about totals in the sports for Sportsbook review. Baseball has not been good to us. Dropping 2 the other day. Really bad beat on the Angels game with my boy, my best friend in the world, Shohei Ohtani, hitting a jack in the final inning to get us over. It was a really silly over. It was 0-0 going into the 6th, and we had the under. And they got like 10 hits in the last few innings. Oh, my goodness. That's just the way it rolls. So baseball has been going really, really bad. We're going to talk about basketball today. Celtics versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. So, again, this is where we talk about totals across the spectrum. Stark Raving Totals Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sundays, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. My next broadcast will be coming to you live from Korea as I'm coming to you live from Japan. So welcome. Come on in. You give great comments. I go ahead and comment back. We talk about sports on the day. And we are going to talk about this game in particular right here, this Cleveland-Boston game where the line has moved. So let me get some coffee, and we'll be ready to roll. As always, do not forget, SBRpicks.com, Sportsbook Review. That's our main webpage. All the odds are on there. Check that out. And, of course, we have our Facebook page. A lot of links on there you want to check out. And this is YouTube Live. We used to have this on the Facebook page. Now we're over here on this YouTube Live page. So, anyways, come in and give a comment. I will comment back to you. Currently, right now, so yesterday, just to recap everything until you know where I'm at in my own personal handicapping universe, I had the under with Pittsburgh and San Diego, which hit. And then I had the under with Boston, which lost. Boston and Baltimore, which lost. And then I came back taking the over with the Angels and the Rays. So I went the other way. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So, anyways, I took the Rays Angels over. So I was 2-1 yesterday. All right. Let me see if we got people coming in here to the segment. We do. Awesome. So I'll get to your comments here in just 1 second. Let's break this one down. Okay, so the number came out for now NBA playoffs. We've been rolling great. We hit our first 2. Let's see if we can continue to roll. And the whole playoffs, if you've been watching this segment, we're probably arguably the best handicapper in the country as far as totals are concerned, because we've hit just about every game. I think we've lost just a couple. So we look at this Cleveland-Boston number. It's 206.5 right now. So it came out at 204.5, and it's jumped. And it's not a steam move because the public is all over the over at 61%. So me as a handicapper, my natural inclination is to back the under. That's my natural inclination, but I'm not going to do it. I think actually the public's going to win this game. I think it is going to go over. I think it's going to settle somewhere around. I think they're going to end up probably right around 210. And there's a couple reasons why. From the statistics to actually how Lou wants to go real fast, I don't think Boston has a problem with that, because if we look at Boston like their trend on the year doesn't really change a lot. But there's been a few times this season, and recently as well, where they'll get up and down the floor. They have no problem with it. Their transition defense is great. I mean, they're 4th in the league in opponent fast break points. But, I mean, they'll push tempo. They have no problem doing that. We look at them, a couple things I really like. The first game they got up just 84 attempts. Cleveland got up 86 attempts. What I like is the second game. That last game, Boston got up 92 attempts. That's fast. They scored 107 points. And if they want to go with that tempo, they shot pretty well also. 43.5%, 32%. But they made all their free throws. Cleveland couldn't hit a free throw. They were 10 of 17. But the ball movement is really good. Boston's averaging over 20 assists per game in this series. So we start to dig into a little bit more. First, let me digress just a little bit. Let's look at the trends. The trends do not favor the over at all, which makes me like the over. You look at Cleveland on the year, they're 44 and 49 as far as the over-under disparity is concerned. As a home favorite, they're 18 and 23. And the playoffs are 5 and 8. I mean, they just have not been an over-the-total team. As a home team all year, 20 and 25. Boston's number just about split 50-50. They're a much better over-the-total team at home. So that kind of makes me actually like going against the trend, because the trends usually in the long run will come back to the mean, because odds makers numbers are just way too good nowadays. Excuse me. So that's another reason why I kind of like backing the over here, is to go against all those trends. All the trends I have say under the total. Under the total is the stronger trend, if you get my drift. If you combine all the numbers and all the different scenarios from, if it's a conference game. I mean, you look at just like conference games. Cleveland's 30-33 on the over and under. So things like that make me want to go ahead and go against that sort of trend. All right, so let's get off of that stat. When you look at Boston on the road this year, they're fine. Their numbers just don't change. They're so well coached. Cleveland's really loud. That place super loud arena. But so if anything, I think it's going to take them out of their defensive focus. Anyways, and they're probably going to be sucked into a little bit of a track meet with the Cleveland team that definitely wants to get up and down the floor. However, although Lou says that, if you look at their numbers on the year, it doesn't really match up with how he says we want to go fast, we want to go fast. But they're statistically wise, they don't average that many attempts. They really don't. And the average, I mean, it's actually about the same from the on the road, to when they're at home. So I'm very interested in the fact he says they want to go fast. They said, well, then go fast. If you say you want to go fast, go fast. All right, sorry, let me get off that. But statistically speaking, percentage-wise, Boston, they shoot 45% overall, and they shoot 44.2% on the road. So not a huge disparity. Cleveland's numbers all go up just a little bit, except from beyond the arc, where actually their numbers drop just a touch percentage-wise. Still, I like for them to score in this game. I know they're going to make some adjustments. I'm very interested to see the rotational adjustments they make. Because right now, for them, at least from my perspective, there's a matchup problem. So I'm very interested to see how they're going to play off of that. It's going to be interesting. I like that Boston team. I like Brad Stevens. Okay, so let's get back to, so statistically speaking, it looks like, I'm going to go against the trend here that the fact that Cleveland's been more surprisingly and under the total team. I mean, everyone wants to back the over with Cleveland and Golden State, but it just doesn't work out that way. Cleveland's just a bad defensive team too, which makes you kind of want to back the over as well. Okay, so last couple games, I already talked about that. We look more statistically speaking, Cleveland allows a lot of tempo is what they do. I mean, they're one of the bottom teams or top teams in the league, depending on how you want to look at it, as far as attempts allowed by their opponent, because that's what they want to do. They like that transition, and they're really good at it. They're really good. And once they start rolling, if they get you into an up and down affair, watch how fast they get the ball out and push it. Boston's really good at getting back. However, if Cleveland's able to, because they're at home, to control that sort of tempo, this game goes over. This game goes over. I don't know if Boston's going to be able to impose their will now that they're on the road. We'll see. And the couple games we look at, their first games on the road have been weird. Like they got blown out at Milwaukee, then they beat Philadelphia in that overtime game. Neither game was particularly fast from Boston's end. So I'm very interested to see how this game is going to work out. I kind of like the over, though. I don't love this play. So back to the number. It's gone from 204 all the way to 206.5. I don't like that. I had a better number last night here at 205, and I was going to take the over, but I thought I'd go ahead and wait till this segment. This way it's just a little bit more official, and we're all on the same page because it's happening live right now. I'm taking the over. I'm going to take the over. I'm going to take a shot here on the over for 1 unit. I don't like going with the public, but I think everybody's on top of this one. I think it goes over. Boston, they've shown the propensity to score points at times. They're a really good three-point shooting team, both at home and on the road. I mean, in fact, they shoot 37.4% from distance. They shoot 37.6% on the road. So I don't think they're going to have a problem scoring points against a Cleveland team that still doesn't play a lot of defense. I think Cleveland's probably in the mindset where I don't think they're going to get out and defend like gangbusters, but they want to get this into a one-shot miss, get it out, push tempo. That's what I think they're gunning for in this game. If they can do that, and the shots have to drop. I mean, the shots have to drop. You look at Cleveland in the last two games, they shot 36% in game one, Now, they shot 46% in game 2, which that also helps me a little bit to like the over, because they can shoot at that, but get over 80 attempts, which I'm hoping they do. I'm talking about game 2 right now. I mean, 80 attempts from a Cleveland team. That, again, like I said, at the initial onset of this series, I told you guys it kind of reminds me of that matchup with Indiana, which makes me not love the over, because just the way the dynamics of the matchups work, and statistically speaking, that's like the closest comparison. I think Cleveland gets up more attempts. I like the fact Boston got up 92 attempts last game. They're probably a little bit, maybe not, I don't want to say overconfident, but they're confident, I believe. And if Cleveland wants to run, they're okay with it. They're not going to grind it out. They're going to run 2. Both the teams are going to score, and we're going to get over the 206.5. There, I just convinced myself. What do you guys got to say? Let me get a little bit more coffee, and we'll get to the comments. Let me finish this off, actually. This is really good. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to go over. I'm going over the 206.5. It's not a lock by any means. And Major League Baseball has been terrible. I've dropped my last 5. Really bad beat, though, on that last one. And that's just the way it goes sometimes. So we're like 2 and what are we right now? 2 and 5 in Major League Baseball. That's from this segment. You know, I'm actually handicapping at a much better clip. I pushed my Japanese game yesterday. It's just unfortunate when I'm here live on camera, Major League Baseball is not going very well. But it will. It'll turn around. Just when it rains, it pours. It'll turn around. I'm on San Francisco and Colorado under the 7.5. Just to let you guys know. I am on that game. And right now, I almost took the under with Cleveland and Houston at the 7, but I decided not to. And it's now 3-0 in that matchup. What's this? Oh, 2-0 in the second. That's not good. Ooh, I may be wrong on that one too. Oh, we'll see how it works out. All right. Talk to me. Here we go. We got Rich Banks coming in. Rich, good to see you. Jake, thoughts on Cleveland, Boston? That's what we just talked about. What's up? Trung, what's up? Rich Banks, Charles Stark, I've been telling SBR to put you back on YouTube for months. Nice to see you. Thanks, Rich. I appreciate it, brother. And let's continue. Paco with Boston on the under. I'm actually going over. Like I just said, I'm actually going over. I'm going over 206.5, and I don't like doing that because it's a public play. And I don't really like taking public plays, but I'm not going to be a blind handicapper. Just like, I like the over actually when the first number came out, that 204.5, but I'll take him at 206.5. I'm okay with that, but it's just for a unit. I'm not getting crazy on it. And like I said, I don't love the play because it's a public play, but for me, I already kind of like the over. So I don't really care what the public, it's just perception anyways. All right. Ron, Charles, listen, learn, ask questions, become a better. Yes, let's do that. And you guys, actually, Ron, you know, when you mentioned that, I got to tell you, I learned a lot from you guys out there. There's some really good feedback on the Sportsbook Review channel, but also on this segment where I glean stuff off of other people that has helped me in the past. So, you know, I'm by no means, I was going to say far away. I'm by no means, you know, a perfect handicapper at all. And nobody is. So I'm always learning, always trying to get better. And now with this whole ruling that sports betting basically is going to be illegal across the country within the next few years in every state, most likely, it's going to get saturated. So I'm very interested to see what sort of excellent handicappers come out there with different sort of angles and stuff like that. I don't know. That's just how my mind works. It's not the end all and be all. You guys know, you know, I'm a big family guy. So let's see. Here we go. Rich, what's your record on the show so far? In NBA, Rich, we're killing it. NBA, we're killing it. I actually would have to go back and look. You know, I have it at my own book, but I don't care about that. I'm probably like, I don't know, like 10-3 in the NBA playoffs as far as totals are concerned. It's all been documented here. All you have to do is go back and watch the videos. But you know, you don't want to do that. It's good. It's probably hitting 60-70%. Baseball's been bad. And so I focus on that. You know how we do that as handicappers. It's not the wins, it's the losses we remember. Like right now, I'm still a little bit steaming about that Angels, even though I won yesterday with the Tampa Bay Angels over. I'm still thinking about watching Shohei Ohtani hit that home run and sitting there going, are you kidding me? Come on. Because I really needed to have at least like a 50-50 day on this segment. Anyways. It's funny how we do this. Lloyd Christmas. That's a good name. Fool me, can't get full. Yeah. Christopher Carter, back to my statement I was talking. Cavs can't play defense. Simple. They're going to bomb away from 3 and say their prayers. That's possible. Thanks, Chris. Paco, that was a tough beat on the Angels under on Thursday. Please stop. I don't want to talk about it anymore. First time tuning in from Marky Mark. I'm guessing that's from Arizona. Marky, welcome to the segment. This is Stark Raving Totals. We talk about totals, but we also talk about other sports across the board. You got anything else you want to say, or you have a question on a game? Be a good time to ask. 2 for the money. What's up? I'm a new. Hey, 2 for the money. How are you? Good to see you. This is, again, the Stark Raving Totals. This is where we're talking about totals across the board. Come on in. I'll give you. Yeah, anything you like to talk about, if you want to give a comment or if you want to talk about a specific game, this is your time to ask and I will break it down for you. But sometimes I'll look at a game because I'm just mean and I'll go, yeah, I don't know. It's just true. Sometimes, look, odds makers are really good at this business. And sometimes they set a number that's, this game might end up at 206.5, or in baseball, a game might end up like, 4-5 and they set the line at 9. They're just really good at this. So anyways, Rich, you're the only one I've ever tailed on totals, Charles. Change your last name from Stark to Sharp. Oh, wow. Well, now, Rich, let's remember there are going to be some bad times. But thank you, though. I mean, I appreciate that. With me, honestly, in 3 years at Sportsbook Review, I am a winning handicapper. If you watch all my videos, the problem is there's those times where there'll be like a month where I'm just terrible. I'll go like 10 and 23. I'll just have an awful month, and then I'll have like 3 corresponding really good months. But everybody remembers the bad month. I've had some people blow me up in some really nasty ways when I used to do just the videos where I couldn't like talk back. See, right here, most people won't come in and blow me up because I can talk right to you right now. And that's what people do, though, because they're pretty gutless about that. I mean, if you want to talk to me about a game and why I'm wrong, then let's discuss it. But don't just blow me up like, I don't like your face or something like that. I hear that enough. I don't need it from you guys, too. No, but there are going to be some bad times. It's just over the year, you give me a year, we're going to hit 54%. So, but thank you, Rich. I appreciate that. And there's guys in here I like to get information from as well. All right, Paco, what's your lean on this side? That number's pretty good, man. Right now it's at 6.5, I think. We're talking about the NBA finals. Right now, it's gone up. It was at 5.5. I think it's at 6.5, right? It was at 5. Now it's at 6.5. Public is 55% on actually on Boston. So we got a steam move here with Cleveland. I think that's a really tough number. I know there's some stupid statistics out there about LeBron after 2 losses in a row in the playoffs. I think he comes back really strong. Very tough to go against Cleveland at home. A lot of respect for Boston right now. I like the over. For me, that's a no play. I think that number looks pretty darn good. That number looks pretty darn good. Let me see here. Okay, let's continue. Paco, good to see you. Thanks, man. Already said that. Jesse, will Boston get over 47.5 points in the first half? I don't know. For me, I like looking at the second half lines. I enjoy doing that. I've talked about that on other segments. For me, though, I like the whole, like as a handicapper, you've got to address the whole body of work, meaning all the games picked over time. Same thing for a basketball game, because I think the statistics will catch up to each other in the end, especially if you look at like the Golden State-Houston game, that last one where they scored, 40 points in the first quarter? And so you're thinking, well, there's no way they go over the 225. And then all of a sudden then the statistics started to catch up. The pace started to catch up with how they originally liked to play. They just didn't hit any shots that first quarter, and we got there. So I like to go over the whole body of work, but that second half line sometimes can be good. First half lines are really, really tough because you just don't know how teams come out sometimes. Sometimes they hit shots, sometimes they don't. Tough. First half lines are always really tough. I used to really like them, but I've kind of gone away from those as I've gotten better as a handicapper. Jesse, thank you so much. Rich, Brad Stevens, best coach in the league. I'd go with Popovich. Brad Stevens said some really interesting things when people complimented him. He was saying like, well, I steal a lot of stuff from everybody. He's a pretty humble guy. I doubt that's like 100% true. I'm sure he comes up with his own stuff. I've only said good things about him since he was at Butler. I mean, he's just an excellent coach. Rishi, never count out LeBron. Very true. Lloyd, Brad is definitely the best coach. His teams always max out. He will be, well, let's hold on now. Let's wait in 10 years. I think in 10 years, he'll be arguably one of the top 5 best coaches of all time. He is super good. But let's give him some time. He's excellent. And guys, obviously, players really love to play for him. Nasty. Boston wins easy. Wow. I don't know about that. Let's see. Sorry, I got out of this. Sometimes I click down too much. Oh my gosh. Okay. And Boston goes over 100. We'll see. First quarter over 50 by Nasty. That was James Bond. Now Nasty. Now I'm on Sophie. Cavs are not defending anybody anyway. Could be a nice over. Yeah, I think, Sophie, that's where we're going today. Their intensity level is not bad, but gosh, they do not rotate. They look really bad at Boston. They'll play better defense today, but I think the tempo is going to be there. I don't love this game. I don't. For a unit, I'll go over. Just a unit. Cody, yo, Flipper, you are here. That's good. Present. It's like you're calling off somebody in class. Flipper, present. Continuing. Cody, Rich Banks. Okay, talking to Rich. Trung, the first half should be over 100.5 Stark. If, of course, Cleveland comes out running. Yeah, it should. It should, but again, I'm not big on that first half line. We'll see. Cody, what do y'all think about LeBron over 34 points or over 44.5 points in assist? Gosh, Boston's played well against him. That's possible. I'm not really big on those individual bets. Those are some pretty good numbers right there. I mean, he could score 33 and still have a great game. Flipper, which sport? I don't know who you're talking to. Maybe me. Stevie Steves just placed $1,000 wager on the over. Excellent. No pressure. Good luck to you. I hope for you. So that means your bankroll is $100,000. So that's just 1%. Good. I don't feel so bad now. For me, it's a 2% play, which is still triple digits. Just to be full transparency. Let's see. So Flipper's got a live bet going on here. Let's continue on. And, you guys are talking about the Cleveland game. Sorry, with the Cleveland Indians. Okay, let's continue on. So I skip your comment. That means you're talking to somebody else. I think you guys know that. Casey, I like the over. I agree with you. It's getting a bit high, but I'm okay with it. Also with your thoughts. Also Boston being up 2, being fine with running. Yeah, I think all encompassing. Again, it's all about money management and controlling your unit. So I think the over is probably the better play. But again, there's a lot more plays to be out there. I'll be back tomorrow at 4:30 Eastern to talk about the Houston Golden State game. Excuse me. So, you want to live to fight another day. So if this one doesn't work out, that's okay. But yeah, I like the over. Casey, what about the Milwaukee, Minnesota under the 8.5? Let's talk about that one. We got Casey coming in and talking about some Major League Baseball. Currently, I am on, gosh darn, I'm on Colorado, San Francisco under the 7.5. It's already 2-1 in the third. That is not good. Darn it. That was a steam move play for me, and I kind of like Gray. Okay, so you said Milwaukee and Minnesota. We got Peralta versus Romero. 8.5 right now. You got the public is all over the under. I kind of like the over. That's an interesting move right there. That's a layoff for me. I'd have to dig into that one a little bit more. I don't know a ton about, well, I know a little bit about Peralta, a little bit about Romero, not a ton. I'm really, you know what I'm impressed by is how Tampa Bay, how they're swinging the bats. Holy cow. Take a look at that one today. Got Romo versus Haney. 8.5. It's gone down to 8. That makes me want to back the under, considering how they scored yesterday. That's really interesting. Pardon me. That's really interesting. Oh, and the Yankees game gone down too, with Severino and Duffy, 8.5 down to 8. Bigger juice on the over. Okay, sorry. I'll get off on a tangent there. I got Milwaukee, Minnesota. I'm not really sure. Thank you, though, for asking. Sometimes I'm just not going to be sure on it. Let's continue. Let's see. We got Vivek coming in. LeBron over the 33.5. Yeah, we already talked about that. I'm not really sure about the props. Not really sure about that prop bet there. Flipper would lean over that. Let's continue on. You bet Love over the 28 points and rebounds. Maybe. He might have a big game. Casey, LeBron will try and do it. Okay. Let's continue on. George Hill over the 9 points. George Hill's got 9 points on the props. Really? Maybe. He's got to get on the floor. Anthony, Dodgers Nationals first half under tonight. Okay. Who's going for them? Oh, Hill and Scherzer. That's going to be a good one. Ooh, that's going to be a good one. I'm actually, for you guys, again, I'm traveling today. I'm traveling to Korea today for a baseball tournament. I coach baseball here in Japan, so I'll be coming to you live from Korea tomorrow. That'll be fun. It's the same time frame. And Paul, everything's going well. That's from Paul Harthworth. House Tricks. It's a delicious cereal. No, everything's going well, man. Hope you're doing okay. Flipper, Stark, what is your Twitter handle? I don't do Twitter because, like I've said before, I'm a husband and a father. And I do not have time. I'm super, super busy with my job here in Japan, plus my handicapping job, plus I coach, plus I have kids, and they're 5 and 7. Pray for me. They're awesome. It is a blast, man. But yeah, I'm busy. We're a pretty busy family, in the fun way, in the good way. Rich, I trust you. You have always been transparent. Going back to your NCAA totals video, yeah, and you know, Rich, NCAA, that's where we crush it. At March Madness, it was great. We did really well. So thanks, Rich. Yeah, I mean, I trust myself too. It's what is it? It's a 76ers phrase. You trust the process. It takes time. Sometimes it takes. I mean, this might go under 206.5, but that's okay. I mean, we'll bounce back. Major League Baseball right now, like I suck. I'm 2-5. But that's 7 games out of 162 game season. You know, it's going to be fine. Just the problem is sometimes people on here or in my other videos, they expect so much. They expect like me to hit, or because I'm doing a video to hit like 60%. Like, no. Manage your money and hit 54, 55%, and you're going to. It's the best investment you could possibly make. But you have to be serious about it, and you can't go on tilt. I know, I'll go on a tangent. Sorry. Rich, getting me started. Vivek, Corver points over 9.5. I don't know. He might hit right at 9. 3 3-pointers. And I do not have Twitter. Brewers Twins under the 8.5. That might be the way to go. That's from Anthony. Flipper, I like you, Stark. We both presently wear Under Armour shirts now. All right. I know, actually, somebody mentioned that the other day. I have a lot of Under Armour stuff. It just happens to be, so I live in Japan, and I'm not a huge guy, but I'm 6 feet tall. I weigh 200 pounds. And it's actually kind of hard to get clothes that fit. And so it just so happens where I'm able to shop, most of the stuff happens to be Under Armour. That actually fits me. You'd be surprised. Like, I cannot buy shoes in Japan. I wear size 12. It is almost impossible for me to go to a shoe store in Japan. It goes up to like 11, but they go by centimeters. Anyway, I could go on forever. I love Japan, but it's really hard to buy clothes for a guy who I'm normal size for an American. Let's see. Let's continue on. And all right, let's continue down. Casey, okay. I was on it last night and everyone seems to be on it. Rich, it happens to be the best of us. Charles, the pros remember you win more than you lose. Yep. Yeah. You win more than you lose. That's what it comes down to. And Flipper, Rich Banks brought me here. My first time. Flipper, again, great to have you in here. Thanks, Flipper. And Tilo at start, can you give us a Japanese baseball play every segment? No, I cannot. Let me tell you why. This is what I already did this morning. I'm all transparent, man. I do not lie. Okay. One of the first things I do in the morning is I check out. So for me, it's really early. It's 6 a.m. The Japanese games are going to go off in about 6 hours, 7 hours. It'll be afternoon games here on the weekend. During the week, they go off at 6 at night my time. The first thing I do in the morning is I take a screenshot of the lines, because there's no Sportsbook review or any place out there do not have how the lines move in Japan. I take a screenshot at my Sportsbook of the lines. In about several hours from now, well, not several, but because it's an afternoon game, I'll take a look at the lines again of my screenshot, comparing it to my book, and see how they've moved. Now, I'll do that in proportion to knowing the pitchers that are pitching. So I have a couple of different websites where I could check out the Pacific League and the Central League as to who's pitching today. And I'll encompass that all into a pick, but that pick will not come until about 10 minutes before the first pitch. So I could tell you who's pitching and I could give you a lean, but honestly, for me, I can't do a segment for it. I really would like to, but it's really important to see the line movement in Japan, because how the money gets pushed usually is a good indication of how that game is going to go. I hit over 55% in Japan. It's one of my primary sports. As far as income is concerned, it's one of my better ones, for sure. But yeah, so all that together, I could go on forever again on that. Tilo, thank you so much. That's an awesome question. Unfortunately, I cannot. Rich, and talking to each other. Let's get back here. Let's continue. Sorry, I skipped some things. So Tilo, again, thank you so much. Brian Lee, hey Charles, do you document your picks anywhere else? A website, Twitter? No, I don't. It's really here, and you'll just have to kind of believe me in what I say. But you can see all the videos. I mean, I have a ton of videos. You go back to Facebook Live, you can document all my picks all the way back from baseball last year. But you'd have to go over each one, and it would be really boring for you. I used to actually be at a website where there was free handicapping picks, where it helped me document my picks. I was the #1 handicapper there for like 2 years. And I did a lot of plus money line plays. I could talk about that more privately, but no, there's no place I do. Like I do it. I mean, because this is real for me. This is not a game. So my Sportsbook tells me my record. Each week I go to my Sportsbook and I'll go to my history just to kind of check where I'm at. But right now in my career, I don't write down every play because everything's on the internet. So I go with the plays I make. I usually play between 1 and 3 games per day. Sometimes I'll just play 1 game. Right now, it looks like I'll probably play just 2 games today. I got 1 game going on right now, and then I'll have the basketball game. That's probably it for today. Oh, and I'll have a Japanese game going on later too, most likely. So no, I mean, my Sportsbook documents everything for me, so I don't. But here, it's very easy to see how I'm doing. Okay, so Brian, thank you so much. Flipper again coming in. Okay. And back to Rich Banks at Brian Lee. Okay, then I will continue on down as you guys are talking to each other. Brian Lee, I'm not saying he isn't. Sometimes I miss the show and just want the info quickly, since sometimes the show comes right before a game starts. I don't know if you're talking to me on that. Oh, would never give anyone kudos where they don't. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. See it. Oh, I am legitimate. I got it. Okay. Yeah, we're all good. I'm super transparent. And also, you can only take my word for it. If I tell you there's a game, I'm playing this game. Like I'm going over 206.5. I will have a very solid triple-digit play on the over. So if it loses, I will lose money. I'm super transparent about my picks. I've always been that way at Sportsbook Review. If I'm going to come in here and I'm going to show my face on a camera to you guys, and I've got to be honest, I've got to have some integrity. And I'll tell you guys, well, like baseball, I told you guys, if you watch my segment, like guys, right now it's just half units. So for me, it's still triple digit, but it's just half units because I'm not rolling well in baseball. So just to let you know, Yeah, I'm not really big on because I'm not a tout. I'm just not. Let's continue. Punisher. Which game total do you prefer for the under Cavs or Golden State? Well, I mean, we're on the over with a 206.5. That's from Punisher. So I don't know. And the Houston Golden State game I haven't handicapped yet. But I'll be here tomorrow. So tune in. I'll let you know. Any thoughts of Tampa Bay and the reliever starting versus the – well, again, Ron, I thought that was interesting. That was an 8.5. They went up. They've gone over the total of the last two games. But in this game – dropped from 8.5 to 8. Makes me kind of want to back the under. Boy, Tampa Bay's really swung the bats well in that series. So I'm not 100% sure. I'll look at that one a little bit closer after this. Thank you, Ron. Great question. Flipper. Okay, got a horse matchup going. Trung, are you good at capping WNBA? Sir? Actually, one of the best things I like, WNBA is probably my fifth best sport. I love the WNBA because it's one of those really off the norm sports. And the best thing about WNBA, you can get really good plus money line value on like a home team playing like, the Sparks or something like that, and they'll win. I love playing plus money line in the WNBA, but maybe now our odds makers are catching up to that. I've been pretty good in the WNBA. I kind of like handicapping it. It's kind of fun. I don't crush it as far as my units are concerned, but it is something I will handicap. Probably not on this segment. Because that's just more of kind of a personal thing I do if I see there's value on something. And the only time I define that value as far as WNBA is concerned is the way the number is moving. Sometimes it's just about the numbers, guys. Sometimes it's just about the numbers. That's a great question. Kiwi, will the Golden Knights win the Stanley Cup? I do not know about hockey. Thank you, though. And you guys are talking about hockey. Anthony, I'm on the under with the Milwaukee game. That's Milwaukee, Minnesota. Flipper, I bet the Orioles under 9, Miami under 8.5. Got Nasty on the Yankees money line. Anthony, Yankees, we got the over by themselves. Lloyd, Romo's first career start. Is that Sergio Romo getting a start? I have to look at that one. Red Sox bats light up Bundy today. That's possible. Oh my gosh, a lot of comments. Doing awesome bad flip. Okay, Teddy B, Stark, what's the play? We are on the over with Cleveland, Boston over the 206.5. It's kind of a public play. Let's see. Flipper, hopefully South Korea. Yes, I'm going. I'll be in Seoul. And let's see. And I'm actually going to try and hit up a Korean professional game while I'm there. Let's continue on. Brad, Rangers and White Sox over looks great. Ron, how many games do you have to play in Korea tournament? Oh gosh, it really depends how we do. So there's some pool play and stuff like that. So we'll probably get in about 5 games in 3 days. So we'll see. I coach a high school team. Actually. They're high school players. I got a couple kids going on to play college. I played Division I college baseball and scholarship. That's personal stuff though. I can talk about that later. And you guys are talking to each other. Tilo, do you like the Carps over the Swallows again tonight or tomorrow? Well, let's see. Right now, Hiroshima, I had the over on that one, and they should have gone over. Hiroshima had bases loaded with 1 out with the top of their lineup coming up, and they could not get another run in. They scored 1 run from the 5th inning until the 9th. I was so mad that game was a push. So for Hiroshima today, who do they got going on? I don't know his name. Oh, Igawa's getting this. I kind of like the pitcher for your Colt. That guy's good. Oh, I think it's Ogawa. And the guy for Hiroshima is not very good. But I think this might be Ogawa's first start of the year. The line's pretty big if I remember. I just looked at it really quickly. I took a snapshot and then I went on with my day. I kind of like the over with the Giants game. Oh, gosh. Do you guys remember Daisuke Matsuzaka? He's getting the start today for the Chunichi Dragons versus the Hanshin Tigers. I think he's facing a rookie. Yeah. He got lit up his first appearance back. He doesn't have the same pop at all. He did not look good. I can go on. Sorry, I'll get off. Yeah, I'm going to bore you guys to tears. Hiroshima, I don't know. I think there's a little bit of value on your Colt actually in that game. Hiroshima is so good at home, and they're leading the Central League, and they're really good. So I that's a tough call. I'd have to look at it a little bit closer. I don't like Hiroshima should win, but Yakult has a pretty good pitcher starting on the mound. The juice is a little bit too high for me, so I would look at the total. Okay. Lloyd, I noticed my main book, the Japanese Korean baseball lines don't move a ton. Well, you have to – they'll move. Yeah, they'll move. I've noticed they do. I don't know about the Korean baseball one. The Japanese ones, they do. Yeah, maybe not a ton, yeah. But you can find value. Let's continue. Tilo, nice info. I usually just take a degenerate Hiroshima 1 a.m. pick. Well, if you're going to take a team, that's the team to take. But the problem is the juice is so high. You know, you don't want to take a team at like minus 180. Because it's baseball. And sometimes Hiroshima, they had a little bit of a slump here recently. They just lost 2 of 3 at Chunichi. Actually, I had the Chunichi on the plus money line against them because the way the line moved. But Hiroshima is always, at home, they're always really tough. It doesn't mean they win every game, but it's like betting against Boston at home, who lost yesterday. Tomorrow, I'm on the over 2 of 6.5. Okay. Hill Smith did 0 in game 2, and Cleveland scored 94. I don't think Cleveland defend for. Sorry, you kind of got me off on the grammar there. But tomorrow, I'm with you on the over, brother. And tomorrow, and again, talking to each other. Okay, we're gonna wrap up this segment here in just 1 sec. Let's keep on down. Keep on down. Anthony, problem with trying to handicap the WNBA is you have to watch women's basketball. See, that's the thing for me. Like, I just handicap it. I might watch the play-by-play, but I don't really. I'm not, attached to my phone, and I definitely don't. I don't watch the games. I've gone away from that. I used to like, if I'm going to play it, I have to watch it, but that's like years back. Now this is about the money. This is about making a side income, very good side income. Rich, when you say Rich Banks, it's highlighted for me. That's all. Okay. I guess you guys are talking to each other. D from Detroit, Milwaukee, Minnesota is going over. Okay. Let's continue. Tomorrow, I don't make much of the public sharp divide in the NBA. There just isn't enough public money to move sides or totals a lot. Okay. That's something we could talk about probably for a while. Flipper, your team speaks English or you speak Japanese to your team? I got bilingual kids. Actually, I got bilingual kids. But mostly they speak English. I can speak Japanese if I have to. Actually, I have a big clinic I'm putting on here in a few weeks where I'll have a Japanese come. I got some former pros coming and stuff as well. It's going to be really fun. Lloyd, I saw – I'm starting back to check who I saw. Okay, I kind of missed you on that one. And let's continue on down. Rich, it all went on when I was on to Chicago Sky. This one, is it WNBA as it started? I'm not really sure what you're talking about. And Rich, we can follow Rich on Twitter. D from Detroit, Japanese baseball is low scoring. Yeah, usually it is. The totals are usually, it's very rare to get anything that, if it says 9, that's very rare. It happens maybe once every few days, but everything's usually like around 7.5, 7. They're usually really low. Bill asking for a friend. Okay. And Lloyd, fade Daisuke. Yeah, I would. He's definitely an underdog today. If anything, I would like the over on that because Hanshin looks like they have a rookie starting. I'd have to look at that one a little bit closer. Okay. You guys are making me laugh on these comments. All right. I'm not really sure what you guys are talking to each other, so I'm just going to continue on. Trying to get comments here for me. I don't want Big Brother to know I'm a degenerate gambler. Okay, yeah. Well, don't be a degenerate gambler. You're in definitely the wrong form for that. This is about making a really good side income from handicapping sports. Don't be a degenerate. Don't do that. Don't go on tilt and stuff like that. Get away from all that. All you can do is give your money away. Don't do that. Don't do that. Set your bankroll. Get $5,000. That's like a minimum starting bankroll and play $50 a game. Honestly, or $100, $100. And then, play 1 to 3 games And if you lose, don't bet the last, just lose and then move on to the next day. That's how you make money from betting sports. It's all about money management, man. We've talked about that a lot. So Tilo, stop it. That's a wrong form for that, man. You got to control your bank. Tomorrow, I watched the full game highlights. You see every basket in 10 minutes, but I'll watch. Yeah, that's kind of fun. And let's continue on. The play, you're late. Okay, well, we're still good for that. We're Cleveland, Boston. We're over the 206.5. That's from WC Kicks. Let's see. Let's continue on. Looks like we're getting to the end here. Did you ever see Bad News Bears third movie when they went to Japan? Yeah, I did see that one. It was the worst one too. The only Bad News Bears movie that has any merit at all, it was the first one. Oh, WNBA started yesterday. I didn't even know that. So busy here. And Tilo at Charles Stark, what phrase in Japanese you use when you're pissed off at your team? I guess if you are like, if you've had enough and you're like, you'd say mo takusan, which means I've had enough. Mo takusan. And you have to say it like that. There's a lot of different disparaging remarks you could make in Japanese. There is cussing. I don't really do it, but there's a lot of negative remarks you could make. That's a great question. Oh, there's 6 WNBA. Wow, yeah, WNBA. I'm going to start taking a closer look at that. Thanks, guys, for mentioning that. Again, that's why I like this segment. And Tilo, mate, Sakura-chan is all I know from anime. Well, mate means wait. And so, Sakura is a name, and Chan would be like, it must be like a little girl or a little boy. So that means wait, Sakura. That's what that means, by the way. Yeah. Mo Takusan. Yeah, you got it. Tomorrow, I also think Cleveland pushes their tempo. Yeah, that's what everyone's initial assessment is of this game, considering also Lou's comments. Their half-court offense sucks. It's LeBron and a bunch of mediocre. Well, they'll probably – I think they're going to have to get off running so much isolation. They're going to have to move the ball. So we'll see how it goes. And let's continue real quick here. I got Sean Thompson coming in, also on the over, okay? And Ricardo Ramirez, what do you think about this parlay? Cubs game 2, Washington game 2, and New York. I'm not a big parlay guy, so I'm not really sure about that one. I don't really like to parlay baseball because underdogs win all the time. And Dave, hey, Gaijin, how's it going? What's your baseball pick, sir? It's Gaijin. It's actually Gaijin, just to let you know, for Gaijin. And it's Gaijin. That's foreigner in Japan. And it's kind of a little bit rude. But that's from Dave. Dave, it's good to see you. Actually, baseball picks right now, I'm on San Francisco and Colorado under the total, just to let you guys know. And I want to see what is the score. It's 4-2 in the second. That's not going under. So I'm going to have one loser today. Man, I've just not been good in baseball. That was a steam move for me. Gosh, San Francisco's already got 8 hits. Yeah, that's going over. Okay, so that's going to be one loser for me today. But fortunately for you guys, I didn't put out there as a play. So that makes me happy. All right, I really got to get going here. Bill, I just wanted advice on how not to be lonely anymore. Check no advice. You're happily married with kids. What about us peasants? Move to Japan. Meet a very beautiful Japanese woman. Life is happy. I don't know, Bill. I don't know what to tell you, man. I didn't get married till really late in life. My wife is awesome. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry. I wish you well. I'll pray for you. How about that? Okay, really quick. Tomorrow, the best under bet in MLB has been Arizona. Books haven't adjusted to the – yeah, we talked about that. We did talk about that the other day. And it didn't work out for us. We did talk about it. We took the under and they went over. That was who was going that game? That was Hellickson versus Godley. We took the under on it and see how I remember. I remember the losers and it went over. Okay, I really want to get out of here. Paul, have you been to Disney Japan? Yeah, a few times. I got kids, of course. It's packed. It's ridiculous. You really have to go on an off time. Otherwise, you'll never see a ride. And Dave, thank you. I will fade you in baseball. Yes, Dave, please do that. Honestly, you're real right now. So with today, as far as the segment's concerned that I've been here, Baseball, I'm actually just under 500, but on this segment, I'm 2 now and 6. But I don't know. This one doesn't really count with the Colorado San Francisco that's going to go over because I didn't make it a play. I'm just telling you guys because I'm fully transparent. Brian just came back from Tokyo. Nice. All the rides at least 2 hours. Yeah, it's stupid. Yeah, it's stupid. Tokyo. I like Tokyo Sea actually. Yeah, Tokyo Sea Disney is really good. On your Beth Charles as well as everyone else. Okay, I got to get out of here, guys. Let's see what else we got here. Tilo, I want to go to karaoke with Starks and some Japanese. Well, I mean, I'm married. So I could introduce you to some Japanese ladies, I guess, and you can go have karaoke with them. That'll probably be fun for you. But yeah, that is super popular in Japan. I can't sing a lick, but when you go to karaoke, you got to sing. Rich at Timor. Bill, can I move to Japan even if I'm not used to the food? I can't deal with uni and scallops. I do like eel. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Have I eaten eel? Yeah, I don't particularly like it. Yeah, unagi, I don't really particularly like it. My wife likes it. So I'm going to get out of here. All right. Hey, you guys, thanks so much for coming in today. I am out. For us, we got one play on the card. Again, Major League Baseball is not going very well, but I do appreciate you guys coming in because now you're making me chuckle, and I do appreciate that as well. Great segment, you guys. Best thing you can do, as always, is to to like the segment, share the segment, because we do want to. It's a new segment. It's only been going on a few weeks, and we do want to get it out there and make it really big, so I can give you guys comments what you have to say, whether they're personal or about handicapping. And let's talk about the schedule. So our schedule is Stark Raving Totals. It is Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Maybe by the time basketball comes around again next year, maybe the segment will be a little bit more consistent. But that's our schedule right now. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. So we'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk about the Golden State Houston game. Hopefully this NBA pick today will hit for us with Cleveland and Boston. We're going over the 206.5. And hopefully Major League Baseball will pick up for us. So tomorrow we'll hit the Houston Golden State game. We'll be back on Tuesday to hit up some Major League Baseball, or I think we'll be back on track maybe for another NBA game. I got to double check the schedule. And okay, you got any more last questions here? Because I got to get out of here. Real quick. Okay, so we're good to go. Good stuff from Tilo. All right, guys. Thanks for coming in. One last time. And again, let me go ahead and prepare to get out of here. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. You make this segment so much fun. We went really super long today because it is the weekend for me. It won't be that long as we continue forward. But for us today, we got Cleveland and Boston. We're going over the 206.5 in the NBA. That's our pick on the totals. I wish you guys the best of luck as well. We'll be back tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Take care, you guys. We'll talk real soon.